White sheet metal,
Good luck,
heating
Tigers.
and air
Heating
conditioning,
season.
and the Mary Lou Pine family. It's time for Paris Tiger Sports on the Paris Sports Network. Brought to you by First Farmers Bank, Ingram's Waste Disposal, Farm Credit Services, Templeton Funeral Home, Longview Bank, Chip and Bethany Keys at Seed Solutions, Terry Elliston State Farm Insurance, Stuart and Carroll Funeral Home, the Chrisman Farm Center, Country Financial, and our affiliate sponsors, Paul and Kathy Porter, Steve and Lynn Young, Greg and Sherry Henson, Will and Mary Lou Majors, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
Welcome everyone to this afternoon's regional opener here at Paris High School Field. I'm Ryan Kramer. I'm going to be joined by Lenny Irwin here. I'm going to get you guys a little heads up on what's went on, as these two teams have already played this year. They locked horns back on March 28th in Greenup in a game that saw the young Paris Tigers go on the road and bash their way to 15 hits and 17 earned runs in a 17-3 5-inning walk-off victory. J.C. Young went 3 for 5 that day with 3 doubles and had 5 RBIs. Emma Kramer went 2 for 4 and had 3 RBIs. Morgan Combs, Kaylee Miller, and Bailey Rhodes each had 2 hits, and Landry Stevens, Kaylee Miller, and Cadence Eveland each had 2 RBIs in that game as well. But, Lenny, I think we can throw that out the window because it's a brand new season. Everyone has a 0-0 record.
Everybody's got a lot better over the year, or at least that's your anticipation that everybody's got better. So
Cumberland's coming into this game with a 10-18 record, and Paris is coming in with an 11-18 record. In the previous matchup, Emma Kramer drew the start, and she was the winning pitcher. She threw 4 1/3 innings, tossing 47 total pitches, and allowed 6 hits and 2 earned runs. She struck no one out and only walked 2 batters. So Cumberland has shown in the past that they'll put the ball in play, and I think the biggest key to this game will be for our defense to make all the routine plays to keep Cumberland off the bases and minimize their scoring opportunities.
Well, that's definitely what we're hoping for. And, you know, BJ and I done a game out here, I don't know, one day last week, and the girls started out the game. I mean, they looked like all-stars. But then about the 4th inning, we couldn't do anything right. Everything we did was wrong. It's just amazing how we could switch like that.
Folks, we're going to step away for a minute as we do the national anthem ahead of the game. All right, we're back after the anthem. The coaches are still in their process of having their meeting. Kind of gave you the rundown on what happened previously. As the season went on, Paris, and like I said, we're going to need to play clean defense, but we have had a little bit of a problem in that category this year. We are right on the national average at 88.7% fielding percentage with this team has committed 88 errors. And the national average around high school softball is 88.7%.
Well, we're pretty well there then, huh?
We sure are. On the flip side of that coin, Cumberland comes in only 56 total errors on the season with a 90.6% fielding percentage.
So we need to hit the holes then, is what you're telling me.
You got to hit the grass.
Sounds good.
Be aggressive on the bases, but most importantly, make all of our plays because they are going to put the ball in play. The wind is blowing very stiffly to left field today. And interestingly, we are also hosting the boys regional over, you might be able to see it in the outfield on the baseball diamond behind us, and they're also playing Cumberland today. Coaches have concluded their warm-ups, and now public address is going to announce the players.
First for the guest on the scoreboard, the Lady Pirates of Cumberland. In center field, number 7, Ashton Tolan. In left field, number 10, Jade Carr. At shortstop, number 14, Jude Miller. Pitching for Cumberland, number 23, Mia Holsapple. At second base, number 3, Shelby Kingery. In right field, number 47, Kinley McBeacon. Catching, number 12, Lauren Schnepper. At first base, number 2, Nora Cross. And at third base, number 44, Jenna Hubbard. Now let's meet the starting lineup for the home team on the scoreboard, the Ferris Tigers. At first base, number 8, Maddie Carter. Shortstop, number 23, JC Young. Designated player for the Tigers, number 27, Emma Kramer. In right field, number 18, Kaylee Miller. At third base, number 14, Morgan Combs. Playing second base, number 20, Allison Wyrick. In left field, right number 7, Casey Wells. Catching for the Tigers, number 19, Bailey Rhodes. In center field, number 3, Cadence Elam. In the flex position for the Tigers, number 43, Mariah Hale.
And public address is wrapped up announcing the teams. We're about to get this thing underway. Emma Kramer will be towing the rubber. She is listed as a designated player today, and the flex is Mariah Hale.
Yeah, it kind of threw me off. I grabbed the lineup and I was looking at it and I thought, oh no, we're not pitching Emma.
Which would be an anomaly because Emma comes into this game having thrown 122 2/3 innings. She has 21 starts with a 9-12 record. She's allowed 195 hits, 95 earned runs, 68 strikeouts, 21 of the looking variety, 53 walks, 8 hit by pitch. She has a 5.42 ERA and a 333 batting average against. She comes into this game having faced 653 batters this season and has thrown a total of 2,070 pitches.
Wow, that's a lot of pitches.
Yeah, it sure is. That would never happen in a baseball game.
No.
or season.
Would not.
Especially with the rules they have over there now. They don't have those rules here in softball. At least not yet.
Well, I guess doctors and everybody claim that throwing underhanded like the girls do doesn't have the wear and tear on your arm like throwing it overhand. So I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so.
It's a little bit more natural motion, they say. Leading off today for Cumberland will be the center fielder, Ashton Tolan. Tolan is their best hitter, and she comes in with a .461 average in 76 at-bats. Emma starts her off with a strike, and we're underway.
That's a good start. Get ahead in the first batter. So
Tolan has 35 hits and 21 RBIs, and she set a school record this season for stolen bases with 34. Tries to drop a bunt down, and it's foul for strike 2. I will apologize off the top. The scoreboard is not functioning on screen, so we'll try to do our best to keep you abreast of the count and the score, inning situation throughout the game.
Ever since we've done that update, for whatever reason, the scoreboard is not working for some reason. Another foul.
She fouls it off. Morgan Combs steps down and grabs it. So the name of Tolan game is speed.
Keep her off the base.
Yeah, keep her off the base, and we'll be in good position. And the batter on deck also has 20 steals. So the top two are the kind of their straws that stir the drink, and that is a shot, and it's going to get past Kaylee Miller, and Tolan's off to the races.
She's going to
She's going to stop at second as the throw comes back into Young from Kaylee Miller. And Cumberland has a leadoff double to start the game, or a single with an error, depending on whether Kaylee touched that ball or not.
I don't think she did. I don't think she did. She got close, but I don't think she actually touched it. So
that's going to bring up Jade Carr, who comes into this game with a 397 average. Takes ball up, and there's a foot race, and Bailey throws it into the outfield, and cumberland's going to have a lead as J.C. Young could not beat Toland to the bag. Cumberland now has a 1-0 advantage after the throw over the base that got past Young and into the outfield. The first pitch on Carr was a ball. It's a 1-0 count with nobody out, and Cumberland up on 1-0. And she slaps one. Morgan Combs scoops it up, fires it across. Maddie Carter makes the catch, and she's retired for the first out of the game. That's going to bring up Jude Miller, who's playing shortstop today for Cumberland. Jude did not play in the game the first time we met. The freshman comes into this game with a .421 average, 24 hits and 17 RBIs in 66 plate appearances. She takes a ball upstairs to start her at-bat, 1-0.
It's kind of unusual. The first three batters for Cumberland all bat from the left-handed batter's box. So.
Make that 4 because the next one does as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is unusual. Usually maybe you have one a game that does, but.
She hits a soft liner out to the second base, and Allison Wyrick steps over and makes the play to retire her for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Mia Holsapple, who's going to be doing the pitching today for Cumberland. Holsapple comes into this game with a .371 average and 70 at-bats, 26 hits and 16 RBIs, 13 doubles. Swings through the first one for a strike.
Big, tall, lanky girl.
Yeah, she is. And it comes inside for a ball. Just missed. It's a very windy day out here today.
Mm-hmm.
That one she gets underneath that one. Kaylee Miller's coming in, but Allison Wyrick's under it, makes the play to retire the side. We'll be back after this commercial break with the bottom of the first. Paris trails 1-0.
Imagine if your farm lender specialized in agriculture. At Farm Credit Illinois, we reprice loans at no cost. We offer fixed and adjustable loan options tailored to your farm business. When you choose Farm Credit Illinois, you're not just getting low upfront interest rates. You're getting all these benefits and more. You're joining a cooperative committed to helping you succeed. Contact me, Heather Dunn, or Julie Crippen, loan officers at Farm Credit Illinois in Paris at 217-465-7605 or visit farmcreditil.com/contact. Good luck, Tigers, this sporting season.
Cornerstone Building Brands is the largest manufacturer of exterior building products in North America, servicing commercial, residential, and repair and remodel markets. They're the #1 manufacturer of vinyl siding, windows, and metal accessories, as well as North America's top choice in metal roofing and wall systems. With an expansive product offering and more than 100 locations, they're committed to providing high-quality exterior building solutions that their customers and communities can count on. That's Cornerstone Building Brands in Paris.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for the bottom of the first inning. Mia Holsapple's in the circle today for Cumberland. She started the 17-3 loss back on March 28th. She threw 99 pitches, 56 for strikes, allowed 14 hits and 12 earned runs over 5 innings. She walked 5 and struck out only 2 batters. Most recently, she threw 2 games on Saturday for Cumberland. They were both losses, 5-4 to T-Town and 12-4 for Sullivan, tossing a total of 220 pitches, 147 for strikes and 15 1/3 innings. She allowed 7 hits and 2 earned runs with 1 walk and no strikeouts against T-Town. And then in Game 2, she allowed 16 hits and 8 earned runs with 5 strikeouts and 1 walk against Sullivan.
We tried. Hey, we tried. We tried.
No walk-up music, huh?
And the DJ has been reprimanded by the home plate umpire for trying to play walk-up songs. Maddie Carter steps into the box for Paris to lead off. It was a good effort. Carter swings through the first one for a strike. In 95 at-bats, she comes in with a .337 average, 32 hits, 7 doubles, 2 triples, 16 RBIs, 6 walks, hit by pitch, and a sacrifice. Maddie's going to try to get it going here. She takes strike 2 on the outside corner and quickly down 0-2. Holsop will yank that one a little bit further with the curveball, and it goes outside for ball 1. Counts 1-2, nobody out, nobody on. Paris trails 1-0. A changeup, and Maddie hits it off the end of the bat, right back to Holsopple. She throws the first to retire Carter, record the first out of the game for Paris. That's going to bring up J.C. Young, who ended the regular season as the team leader in average at .409 with a team lead 38 hits, 12 doubles, 3 triples, 5 home runs, and 34 RBIs. She also led the team in hit by pitches with 3.
Right up in the front of the box. So
she gets a changeup called for a strike to start her at bat. Another changeup. JC hits a fly ball out to left field. Left fielder's camped underneath of it, makes the play to retire Young. 2 up and 2 down for the Tigers here in the bottom of the first. That's going to bring up Emma Kramer. In 86 at-bats, Emma's hitting .349 with 30 hits, 11 doubles, a triple, 25 RBIs. Good for second on the team. 10 walks, 2 hit by pitch, a sacrifice, and a sac fly. She takes the first pitch outside for a strike.
Looks like he's going to be pretty generous on that outside corner today.
Right now he is. There's a changeup. Emma swings right through it as she keeps her head out there on Holsopple. Another changeup. Emma gets a piece of that one, fouls it out of play. Counts 0-2 with 2 outs, nobody on. Outside of that stiff wind, it's a beautiful day out here, Lenny.
Yeah, it is.
Emma fouls another pitch out of play. Almost hits a pedestrian coming up the walkway.
Yeah, our Monday golf group, we got around a golf in today over at Tuscola, but it was breezy over there as well.
Another changeup. Emma hits fly ball out to center. Center fielder's coming on. She's going to get under it, make the play, and that's going to retire the Tigers 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. We'll be back after this commercial.
With 2 convenient locations in Paris and Kansas, Templeton Funeral Home is always there providing the care and service you and your loved ones deserve. Pete, Mark, and the staff at Templeton Funeral Home would like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this season. Go Tigers! North American Lighting is a leading supplier of automotive lighting systems in North America, and they're proud supporters of Paris Tiger Athletics. They'd like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this sporting season. Located at the Paris Airport, Seat Solutions wants to wish the best to all Paris Tiger teams this season. Contact Chip or Bethany Keys at 251-0153. Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home is dedicated to providing compassionate and individual attention to every family they serve, sincerely caring for your family's needs. Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home proudly supports Paris Tiger Athletics.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the top of the second inning.
Number 3, second baseman, Shelby Kingery.
She hits a ground ball to shortstop. J.C. Young air mails it almost into the dugout. She took a hard turn. Now they've got her hung up between first and second. And she is out after taking a hard turn. So she reaches on the air and then took a hard turn, and we got her into a rundown and got her out, and Paris is out of a quick jam. And that is going to bring up number 47, Kinley McMeekin. McMeekin's a speedster. She comes in with a 340 average in 50 at-bats with 17 hits and 9 RBIs. Turns the squares bunt, bunts it right back to Kramer. Kramer picks it up, and it's off Carter's glove at first, and she's going to reach and go to second on the throw. Maddie should have had that one. Went off her glove, out into foul territory, and now Cumberland is cooking. Tigers are not crisp early on here. A couple of errors in this inning. And that is going to bring up number 12, the catcher, Lauren Schnepper. She squares the bunt, and they're going to run again. McMeekin steals third. Young beat her to the bag that time, but the throw wasn't. It was short. One hopped her. Young had to pick it, try to put the tag down, and was unable to do so. Pitch one was ball. She definitely swung at that one for strike one. Counts 1-1. Still just the one out on the wide turn by Kingery, and she got caught in the rundown.
There's a strike.
Emma fires a strike with a slight cut coming in. Counts 1-2 with one out and one runner down at third base. Leaves that one upstairs for ball two. Comes inside for ball three.
That looked pretty close.
It was very close, but he did not give it, unfortunately. So far, we've seen him give wide on the outside, but not yet on the inside. Little cutting ball goes up. Bailey Rhodes makes the play.
Great catch by Rhodes.
Hops up, makes play. We've got the second out of the inning. McMeekin still standing down at third base, unable to advance. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, number 2, Nora Cross. Cross is a senior. She comes in with a 333 average. Emma yanks that pitch up high and away for ball one. In 66 at-bats, she has 22 hits and 14 RBIs. And she hammers one out into left center that's not going to be caught. It's off the fence. That's going to drive in McMeekin. And Cross is around and on to second base with a stand-up double. Cumberland now leads 2-0. Bringing up number 44, Jenna Hogum. She's also a senior, and she comes in with a 250 average, 36 at-bats. Fouls one away on the first pitch. For strike one. Paris still has 2 outs, looking to get the third one and get out of this and get back up there and try to get the bats awake. Ooh. That must have been a little up because it was sure about where he's calling strikes last half. Gives one that's well outside, but we'll take it.
We'll take it, yeah.
Counts now.
That one was plenty wide.
Counts 1 and 2 with 2 outs. Maybe he felt bad about not giving the one before that. And she goes even farther outside for the strikeout to end the inning, end the threat. Paris trails 2-0 after the Cross double to drive in McMeekin, who had reached on the error. And we'll be back for the bottom of the second after these words from our sponsors.
We are many, we are one. You have so much to give, continuing what we've begun, helping our families to truly live. I will, you will, together we will show some heart, do our part, take a compassionate stand for good, forever, for Edgar County, ECCF.
Edgar County Community Foundation.
Since 1950, Ingram's Waste Disposal has proudly served Edgar and Clark County with residential and commercial trash pickup, commercial compactor services, roll-off service, and mini roll-off services. Stop by 501 Grandview Street in Paris or call 217-465-3335.
All right, everybody. Holsople's finished her warm-up tosses, and we are back for the bottom of the second inning. Kaylee Miller's going to be leading off for Paris. Kaylee comes into this game with 81 at-bats for a .370 average, 30 hits, 6 doubles, a home run, 16 RBIs, 13 walks. She's the team leader in walks, Lenny. And she takes strike one, down the middle from Holsople.
Throw that slow change in there to start our hitter. I don't think we're quite used to that yet.
And then she fires one in there for strike two. And Miller's down 0-2 in the count. You kind of go through the season just playing whatever game's up next, and she just takes strike three looking on a wide strike call. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Yep.
3 straight pitches. And that's going to bring up Morgan Combs. In 63 at-bats this year, she's hitting .365 with 23 hits, 6 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, 18 RBIs, and 6 walks. Morgan told me Saturday she's retired the pink lemonade bat until this season's over with. It wasn't working.
It wasn't working. Okay.
So she grounds the first pitch over to shortstop, and she is out. She hit that off the handle. Just a soft ground ball. That's going to bring up Allison Wyrick. In 50 at-bats this year, she's got a .200 average, 10 hits, 2 doubles, 8 RBIs, 3 walks, and 1 sacrifice. Allison had a big 3 RBI double in our last game off the fence. Takes that one outside for a ball. Counts 1-0, 2 outs. Paris trails 2-0 after Cumberland scratched another run in the top half. And that one's fisted to the third baseman, who makes the catch. Paris is retired 3 up, 3 down once again. We'll be back after this with the top of the third.
If you're looking for agricultural, business, or personal loans, Longview Bank has you covered. They can even help you out with investment options and online banking. At Longview Bank, they're always ready with the services you need. Visit them online at longviewbank.com.
Moody Farms of Paris is a proud supporter of Paris Tiger student athletes. Whether they're on the court, in the field, or in the classroom, Moody Farms wants to wish all of our Tigers the best of luck this year. Terry Elliston has been your good neighbor State Farm agent since 1981. They focus on auto, home, life, farm, and business insurance, along with financial products throughout Paris and the surrounding areas. Their mission is to put the interest of others ahead of their own. They're committed to doing whatever is needed to meet their customers' needs and to truly be a good neighbor by serving the community in which they work and live. Call State Farm for a free auto insurance quote at 465-8548.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for the top of the third. Emma threw her one customary warm-up pitch, and Bailey Rhodes fired it down to second. They're throwing it around on the infield. And we are about to head back to the top of the order, and Ashton Tolan, who hit a double, little bit of a line drive out to right field that got under Kaylee Miller's glove for a double. And then she stole third, and the throw went into the outfield, and she scored the first run of the game. Basically the opposite of how we wanted to start the game. She takes strike one down the middle.
Oh, Emma got ahead of her 2 strikes and no balls last time up. But
throws a changeup that time.
Purdy pitch there.
To
Purdy
Fuller.
pitch.
Emma's ahead 0-2 in the count now. And she's shaking her head down there like, what was I thinking? She's trying to time Emma's motion, and Emma has that changeup in her back pocket. That's a nasty pitch. That was outside for ball 1. Emma's worked her whole life on repeating that motion so that it looks like her fastball, which is the key to a good changeup. There's another one, and she hits a little pop fly to Emma. She's going to make the play to retire
All right.
Tolan and keep her off the bases.
That's a good start to this inning.
That'll bring up Jade Carr.
Let's see, what'd she do? She grounded out to third last time up.
She hit a little tapper towards Morgan in between the shortstop and third base bag, and Morgan scooped it up and fired across last time to retire her.
JC's in pretty close.
Yeah, they're both a little, not sure where that pitch was, but he called it a ball. So far, we're not seeing the exact same zone here, which is difficult when you're a hitter. There's a little slap piece down to Morgan at third again. She's going to pick it up, fire across to shoot down Carr. Second out of the inning, just a couple pitches. So far, so good, and that's going to bring up Jude Miller,
who hit a easy pop fly to Allison Wyrick at second base last time up.
She checks her swing but fouls it off. Emma threw a curveball, and it got in on Jude's hands. Kramer's ahead 0-1 in the count now. Comes back with a changeup. He calls a strike. Emma's ahead 0-2. Now the Cumberland hitters are going to have to start thinking because they did not see a changeup the first time through the lineup, as far as I could tell. So what is she going to throw next? How about a ball? Ball 1 on the outside. Counts 1 and 2 with 2 outs. Comes back inside, hits a ground ball to Carter. Carter picks it up, steps on the base to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. Paris comes back up in the bottom of the third, trailing 2-0. We'll see you after this break.
For nearly 100 years, farmers have counted on FS to provide agriculture-related products and services. Call 465-1560 for fuels, lubricants, or propane for home and farm use. At First Farmers, we are committed to the communities we serve. For us, joining a community means more than just opening shop. We want to see businesses thrive, generational farms succeed, and local families continue to put down roots and grow. Whether you're looking for a farm loan, managing a business, building a nest egg for a new home, or searching for the personal financial tools that will set you up for financial success, we've got you covered. At First Farmers Bank and Trust in Paris.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for the bottom of the third inning. Casey Wells is going to be leading off for Paris. 50 at-bats this year. She's hitting .260 with 13 hits, 6 RBIs, 3 walks, and she leads the team with 5 sacrifices. Squares the bunt, takes a strike. And then Holsopple chases it with 1 down in the dirt for a 1-1 count. Wells fouls off that delivery from Holsopple to a field behind us. And even puts a count at 1-2. Leaves a changeup up, and Wells hammers it out to right field for a base hit. Paris's first hit of the game. We won't be retired 1-2-3 at least, unless we get doubled off. Nice piece of hitting by Casey. She sat back on the changeup and drove it out to right field for Paris's first base runner. That's going to bring up Bailey Rhodes. 59 at-bats. She's got a .339 average, 20 hits, 3 doubles, a home run, 14 RBIs. Wells takes a hard break. Bailey Rhodes takes a strike. Wells stayed put at first, though. Nobody out, 0-1 count. Rhodes hits a ground ball to shortstop. It's a soft bounder. Miller kicks it. Everybody's going to be safe.
E6.
And Bailey Rhodes reaches on the air by Jude Miller. That'll bring up our number 9 hitter. Oh, before we bring up our number 9 hitter, we're going to have a courtesy runner. Landry Stevens will enter the game for Bailey Rhodes as the courtesy runner.
And Bailey being the catcher, she'll get back in the dugout and get all of her gear back on. So
get a chance to take a breather, and Landry's upgraded with the speed department down there.
Definitely.
So that's the tying. That represents the tying run down there with nobody out. Cadence Evelyn's up now. She hits a little nubber to the pitcher. Third baseman goes back to cover, and they're going to retire Wells on the tapper.
Fielder's choice.
Fielder's choice goes 1-5. And the lineup is now flipped, and the leadoff batter, Maddie Carter, is going to come up with 2 on and 1 out. Paris trails 2-0. Carter squares to bunt, but pulls it back. Probably the 2 fastest players on the team are on our bases right now for us. Carter fouls one back here to the fence for strike 1. Counts evened up at 1-1 with 1 out. Stevens stands at second base, and Cadence Evelyn's at first. Holsopple yanks that one outside. Evelyn has a massive lead at first base, but
yes, she
catcher's
does.
not even looking her way. She's checking Landry Stevens out there.
Oh,
Ooh.
no.
That pitch was not called a strike last half, but it is this half. And now the count's evened at 2-2.
Wow.
That changes in that bat, Lenny. It should have been ball
Should have
3.
been ball 3.
Helps Holsopple out. There's a changeup down in the dirt. Skips just behind the plate. And the count is now full with 1 out. Just need Maddie Carter to see the ball and hit the ball. And there she does. A little ground ball to shortstop. Miller's going to pick it up, throw it across. The runners are both going to advance to second and third. And that's going to set up a runner in scoring position opportunity for J.C. Young. Last time she hit a fly ball out to left field, correct? That was retired.
Yeah, she flew to left.
She hits a fly ball out towards center. The wind's blowing in. The center
It's
fielder's
gonna
coming.
get
She's not going to get
down,
down.
yeah.
That's going to score both runs as Cadence Evelyn comes in. JC gets aggressive, and she's going to get out to second base, and we got a tie game now, folks. Thanks to the JC Young single. She didn't get all that one by any means. The wind helped her out. Tolan was playing a little bit deep with this wind blowing the way it is. That ball was knocked down very quickly, just out into the outfield. And we have now tied the game at 2-2, and Emma Kramer's up with J.C. Young in scoring position. So Young cashes in with 2 runners in scoring position, and now Kramer looks to do the same. There's a wild pitch. Gets away and to the fence.
So JC's down to third now. So
J.C. advances to third on the wild pitch, and Kramer's up there with 1-0 count now and 2 outs, looking to help herself out, give herself the lead. Takes a ball down and in for 2-0 count.
Yep.
Now we just want Emma to look one spot, See if she can drive a ball. Takes another one down in the dirt. 3-0. Now this is 100% one spot only. She should be looking. No bad swings. She gets it, hits it off the handle.
Oh, man.
And flies out to second to end the inning. But Paris does a little damage of our own. We got a crooked number up there. We got a tie game. It's 2-2 heading to the top of the fourth. We'll be back after this commercial break.
The skating rink at Twin Lakes, formerly known as Twin Lakes Roller Rink, has been a popular establishment in Paris for over 60 years. New owners CJ and Mary Jo Becker are bringing new life to the skating rink with arcade games, a snack bar, TV hangout area for teens, and lots of roller skating. Stop by 1250 North Main Street in Paris on Friday and Saturday nights from 6 to 10, with a fifth quarter on Friday nights until midnight, and on Sundays from 2 to 4. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming events. Family owned in Paris for 38 years, Savoya's Pizza is the place for real Italian food. Be sure to try their famous pizza nuggets and follow them on Facebook for their latest specials. Stop by 327 North Main Street for carryout or call 217-463-2500 for delivery.
Welcome back, everybody, for the top of the fourth inning. Emma's thrown her one warm-up pitch, and the catcher threw the throw down to second into center field. So Allison Wyrick had to go chase it down as the outfielders are all heading out to their position after throwing a few warm-up tosses over on the foul line.
So for the Cumberland Lady Pirates, it'll be Mia Hosapple, Shelby Kingery, and Kinley McKeon.
Holsopple takes the first pitch up and in for ball one. She drives one out to center field. Cadence Evelyn is there and makes the play to retire Holsopple. 2 pitches, 1 out. Kingery turns on that one, drives it past her coach at third for a foul ball. Morgan Combs steps over after a hit off the fence, picks it up, throws it back to Emma. Kingery reached last time on the throwing error by Young, but was caught in the rundown and tagged out. She fouls the second pitch off up here against the fence, right in front of the camera for strike 2. And she sends one right back where it came from
up the middle
for a base hit. That'll bring up Kinley McMeekin.
And she reached on an error last time.
She dropped that bunt down. Emma threw to first. Maddie Carter dropped the throw. And then she advanced to second, eventually stole third, and ended up scoring. Kingery hopped off, but wasn't going anywhere. McMeekin took the first pitch for a ball upstairs. Takes the second one upstairs for a ball. (2-0) is the count on McMeekin with 1 out, and Kingery standing down at first base after the single to center field. And a ground ball to Maddie Carter. She picks it up, fires to second. JC Young tries to make the throw before she makes the catch. And everybody's safe.
I like the thought process, though.
Yeah, JC just got it. Her brain was going faster than her body.
Yep.
Had the lead runner dead to rights.
Did have, yeah.
Now Cumberland's got 2 on with 1 out. Emma starts her with a changeup. She hits a little flip job that lands in foul territory. Carter gave chase but was unable to get there. It didn't get out there far enough to allow her to even have a diving attempt or anything.
Yeah, that was just kind of no man's land there.
This is Lauren Schnepper,
Yep.
the catcher. She squares the bunt now. Bunts a ball that Morgan Combs gets to. Allison Weirich gets there and makes the play. Both runners advance on the sacrifice. There's now 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Nora Cross. She hit a massive double off the fence last time up. So whatever that pitch was, I hope we don't throw that again. Or Paris will find themselves on the short end of the stick once again.
Yeah. We just fought last inning to get the score tied again. So
there's a change up to start the at-bat. Bailey Rhodes breaks down in the dirt and knocks it down. Keep both runners where they are. Counts 1-0 with 2 outs. She hits a fly ball that's behind or at first base. Maddie Carter makes the play, not without a lot of
effort. Yeah.
If I leave this booth today and my hair's gray, everyone's going to know why. We'll see you on the other side after these commercials.
White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning have been your hometown boys for over 50 years, offering 23.5-hour service. That's right, they need a half hour for coffee. Call John at 217-465-3195. Farming is more than an occupation, it's a way of life. So when you want to protect your farm, it goes a lot deeper than protecting your crops, buildings, and machinery. You can't trust your farm protection to just anyone. You want an insurance company with decades of experience like Country Financial. We may have insured your parents' farm, or even your grandparents' farm. So let us put 80 years of experience to use for you. Find out more about achieving financial security and farm insurance from your Edgar County financial representatives Dan Phipps, Mark Gladding, and Jim Blue. Make plans to attend Lake Ridge Christian Church this Sunday, either for their traditional service at 8 a.m. or their contemporary service at 10:30 a.m. There's something for everyone at Lake Ridge, from infants to the more seasoned generation. Visit their website at lakeridgechurch.org or find them on Facebook to watch their service each Sunday morning at 10:30.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for the bottom of the 4th inning. The top was filled with excitement. Lenny.
It was.
But they did not plate any runs, and the game is still tied 2-2. And Kaylee Miller is now up for Paris.
Skips that one in the dirt low for a ball.
She takes ball 2 upstairs and away. Miller's ahead 2-0 in the count. With nobody out, score tied 2-2. Fires one down the middle, and Miller hits it, and Toland makes a tremendous catch.
What a catch.
An absolutely tremendous catch.
Darn.
Toland's speed saved Cumberland on that play as she was able to close the gap and make a just absolutely terrific catch to take a hit, possibly a double away from Kaylee Miller.
That was definitely a double. If that got past her.
That's the first really hard hit ball we've had, I think, Lenny. And that's going to bring up Morgan Combs with 1 out, nobody on. Morgan takes one right down the pipe. Tracked it all the way to the catcher's glove, which I like to see. It means she's on the ball. She hammers a changeup to left field, and it's going to just land foul.
Darn.
Morgan just a little bit ahead of that one.
I liked it, though. She kept that one down, so that was definitely going to be a hit.
Yeah, if just a little bit, let it travel a little bit further, and Morgan's probably She's definitely on with a single, but possibly a double. It's a loud strike, and a 0-2 count with 1 out. She fouls that one off her foot in the box. Holsopple pounces on it. Now meanders back to the circle. Counts 0-2. Morgan hits a fly ball to left, and it's going to get out of play as the wind pushed that dead foul. That was off her handle as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, every pitch she sees, though, she gets that timing a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Holsapple goes up and away on a pitch he's sometimes called a strike, sometimes hasn't. So that time he chose not to, and the count's 1-2 now with 1 out. Combs gets back in the box. Holsapple set to deliver. Leaves it a changeup well upstairs and out for ball 2. Count's now even 2-2, just like the game. Comes back in. Morgan hits a little flare over the second baseman's head. It drops fair, and she's reached with a single. And that's going to bring up Allison Wyrick. Wyrick takes that one upstairs and outside for ball 1. Combs had a big lead down there.
Big lead, yes, she did.
Maybe she thought she was her sister Caitlin for a minute, channeling her inner older sister's speed. Wyrick turns on that one foul, and the third baseman kicks it in foul territory for strike 1 to even the count 1-1 with 1 out and 1 on. Allison fouls that pitch away. 1-2, that was inside. She liked it, so she took a hack at it. Takes that one well outside. Now Morgan, there's a snap throw, but she's diving back in there. Calls time. Counts 2-2 with 1 out.
That was just about the limit there. She don't want to get any farther off than that.
This weather and that base hit must have Morgan feeling pretty good, Lenny.
Maybe.
Takes one down in the dirt. She hopped. There's another snap throw to first, and she's back in without the dive this time. Full count now on Wyrick with 1 out. And she takes ball 4 well outside. That's going to get Wyrick on base. Combs goes down, trotting down to second base. Paris has 2 on with 1 out, and Casey Wells coming to the dish. Last time up, I believe she had her first hit of the game.
Yeah, she singled out to
out
right
to field.
center.
Yep.
Yeah.
She hit her ball fairly hard too. I mentioned last the Miller hit was probably the hardest hit ball, but Casey's was hit pretty well too. She takes ball 2 down and in. So Holsopple's thrown. She walked the last hitter, and now she's thrown 2 straight to start this at-bat. Trying to figure out what's going wrong with her mechanics. Leaves that one upstairs for ball 3. Allison Wyrick's about halfway to second base, but Morgan Combs is standing there as a blocker, so I'm not sure where she thinks she's going. Although one more of those pitches, and she'll be heading to second herself, Lenny.
Yep, there it is.
And there it is right there. Casey Wells is going to walk on 4 straight. Holsopple's in a jam now. Bases loaded.
Still just one out. So.
With one out, the Combs hit, and back-to-back walks have loaded them up for Bailey Rhodes. Bailey's done a good job this year consistently putting the ball in play. Cumberland has their infield pulled in now. And she takes ball one down. Coach Winkler calls time.
I wasn't sure if he did or if
Well,
Cumberland did.
I can't tell. You know, she's coming out, though. I think maybe she called time because here she comes. So Cumberland's coach is going to have a chat out here. The score is 2-2 in the bottom of the fourth inning, and Tigers have the bases loaded with one out. Again, apologies if you're joining late. We don't have an active scoreboard because there's a software issue with the scoreboard that we use to display it on screen. So we're trying to do our best. We are seeing the chat, so if you have questions like Anna Huff just had, thank you for watching the game, Anna, and we'll try to give you the score when we can.
Yep.
And while you're here, why don't you go ahead and hit the like button so you can be notified and subscribe. If you subscribe and hit the like and turn on your notifications anytime we go live,
you will know it.
Oh. Bailey swings through it. That was a get-me-over strike, and Bailey was trying to get it over the fence, I think, because she took a huge swing.
She had a monster cut.
That'll even the count at 1-1 with one out. Cumberland still has the infield pulled in. Bailey hits a ground ball to Coach Winkler, who fields it, flips it to the third baseman, who has returned it to Holsopple. Counts now 1-2 with one out. Bailey lifts a fly ball, and it gets out of play. Bailey doesn't look. She's not attacking the ball how she normally does. Looks a little off, I guess. Change up. She does a good job to foul that one off and stay alive in the at bat.
Yep. She's battling. A lot of pressure on these girls, though, to be this young, and this being probably the first regional game most of them have seen. So
we have 3 sophomores on the base and a freshman hitting right now in this big situation. Bases loaded in the fourth inning of a regional game, first regional game Bailey's played in at the high school level.
Score tied 2-2.
Yep, it's all knotted up. This is a far different game than the one that happened in Greenup. She throws a changeup. She lifts it over the head, and it's going to drop. It's in there. The left fielder tries to field it. Can't get it clean. Everybody's going to be safe, and we have the lead 3-2 on the Bailey Rhodes single. She did just enough to get it over the pulled-in shortstop, drop it out in front of the left fielder. But it goes down as a line drive in the book, Lenny.
It does. It's a hit and an RBI.
Sure is. That's a big performance from a freshman in a big spot. And that is going to get Landry Stevens back off the bench to come and do the courtesy running. Bases are still loaded. Cadence Evelyn's up, and the infield's still pulled in with one out. I think Cumberland feels like this is a critical portion of the game here for them. Cadence lines one past the shortstop. That gets through out to the left fielder, who picks it up, fires it in, throws it away. Pitcher's going to come down to pick it up and corral it, and she has a rather defeated look on her face after giving up a hit to our number 9 hitter, who did a piece and drove in a run. We still have bases loaded, and we're back to the top of the order with just one out. Paris leads 4-2 now in the bottom of the fourth.
Come on, Maddie.
Maddie Carter's going to step back up. She's grounded out both times.
Once to the pitcher and once to the shortstop.
The infield's still pulled in. Maddie hits it off the handle and fouls it off on a pitch that was down and in. It's a defensive swing that you just don't want to have on your first swing of an at-bat.
No.
You want to believe in what you're seeing and swing hard. Now she squares to bunt. Holsopple throws a absolutely – ooh, that was that was a very close play at home.
That was.
If the bunt had gotten a little further out, it probably would have been a run for Paris, but the catcher managed to get her toe down just ahead of Casey Wells. The bunt checked up and back to the catcher, and she was able to make that play for the second out. Now the infielders return to normal depth. J.C. Young is up now with bases loaded and 2 outs. Holsopple starts her off with a changeup that skips on top of the plate for ball 1. Again, Paris has plated 2 runs this inning. They lead 4-2. J.C. Young hits a hard ground ball through the shortstop's legs, and that's going to score Landry Stevens and Cadence Evelyn. The throw comes back in behind Maddie Carter, who gets back in safely. J.C. once again comes through with a well-struck ball that got underneath the shortstop's glove, and Paris now leads 6-2 after plating 4 runs this inning. That's going to bring up Emma Kramer with Maddie Carter standing at second and J.C. Young standing at first. Emma Kramer hits a ground ball towards shortstop. Jude Miller picks that one up, throws her out on the Sunday hopper. Paris gets 4. We lead 6-2. We're heading to the top of the 5th. We'll see you after this.
The Paris Sports Network would like to thank our affiliate sponsors, Paul and Kathy Porter, Steve and Lynn Young, Greg and Sherry Henson, Will and Mary Ann Majors, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
Imagine if your farm lender specialized in agriculture. At Farm Credit Illinois, we reprice loans at no cost. We offer fixed and adjustable loan options tailored to your farm business. When you choose Farm Credit Illinois, you're not just getting low upfront interest rates. You're getting all these benefits and more. You're joining a cooperative committed to helping you succeed. Contact me, Heather Dunn, or Julie Crippen, loan officers at Farm Credit Illinois in Paris at 217-465-7605 or visit farmcreditil.com/contact. Good luck, Tigers, this sporting season.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for the top of the 5th inning. The Lady Tigers lead this regional opener in the Illinois High School State Playoffs 6-2 after a 4-run bottom of the 4th. And Cumberland will have their number 9 hitter, Jenna Hogum, at the dish to lead off for Cumberland. Emma delivers ball 1 up and away. And she gets called strike on an outside corner. Counts even 1-1.
1-1, yep.
With nobody out. Now a change up that's rolled over, and Morgan Combs stays down on it, throws across, throws it off the front of the dugout. And Hogum has reached on an error on the throwing error by Combs. It's been a rough game defensively, and now I'm regretting talking about it all at the Open, Lenny. We needed to play a clean game, and it's been far from clean so far.
It has not been. You are right.
We're definitely displaying some issues defensively out there today. Morgan comes down and grabs that foul ball bunt effort from Ashton Tolan. Tolan led off the game with a double and came around to score Cumberland's first run. That's a change up to Emma. Emma turns to throws to Young at second. She steps on it to get the out, not without a little bit of dancing around the base out there. We've got 1 out now.
That's going to be
on the fielder's choice.
6.
Fielder's choice goes 1-6. Gets Hogum off the base pass, which not necessarily a great thing with the Cumberland school record holder for stolen bases at first now, with the bases open for her to try to steal. She does not go on the first pitch. Looks like her coach wanted her to, though.
I was say she had a big lead.
Mm-hmm. Coach bent over and grabbed her knees like, what are you doing? I wanted you to run. Carr squares the bunt and fouls it off. And now she's behind 0-2.
She was running on that one.
So there will be no sacrifice here unless they are dangerous and bunt with 2 strikes. Jade Carr's up there trying to advance Tolan any way possible. Emma Kramer's ahead in the count, 0-2 with 1 out.
Well, she's grounded out to third both times. So
that would move Tolan if she does that again. Emma leaves that one upstairs for ball 1. Counts 1-2. Comes back inside. He doesn't call that one a strike, even though it's pretty much where he's been calling them all day. Counts even back up at 2-2 now.
If she'd have been a right-handed batter, he'd have probably rung her up.
Yes, he probably would have. You're correct. Emma leaves that one in the dirt, and Tolan's going to take second without a throw. Counts full now with 1 out. Carrs went from 0-2 to 3-2, even though he did squeeze her on the one that probably should have been a strikeout, but is what it is. Emma comes back in, doesn't get the call that time either, and she's put her aboard with a walk. Now Cumberland once again has 2 runners on and Jude Miller up. Tolan at second, Carr at first. Swings through the first one. Tolan goes almost halfway, and Bailey Rhodes stares her down and throws it back to him in the circle. Miller waved at strike 1. Now she turns, squares the bunt. Morgan Combs comes, fields it. No one's covering first.
Oh.
They had Tolan hung off the bag, but Morgan didn't make the throw. Young was there to field that one on the back pick, but unfortunately Morgan didn't let it go. Now the bases are loaded for Holsopple. She hit a hard fly ball out to center field last time up. Cadence Evelyn made the catch, I believe.
Yeah. Holsapple, yep. Let's see.
So the bases are loaded as no one covered first. Emma leaves that one upstairs for ball 1. Tigers are in a little bit of trouble now. There's a line drive that gets just past the diving Allison Wyrick and off of Kaylee Miller's glove. Cadence Evelyn comes around to pick it up. Holsopple's on her way to third. J.C. Young's going to fire to third, and they're going to get Holsopple out at third, but all 3 runs are going to score, and the Tigers now lead 6-5. We would like to thank the 16 people that are currently watching the stream, but as user Stack has pointed out, there's only 4 likes. So hit that like button if you like high school sports, want to support these ladies. Emma leaves ball 1 up, and that throwback went off the end of her glove and rolled to second base. So the Tigers still lead 6-5 here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs now after Holsopple delivered a single. And there's a base hit in the gap between the 5-6 hole. That is going to get Shelby Kingery on base and bring up Kinley McMeekin.
First inning, McMeekin reached on an error by the first baseman who dropped a throw, and then in the 4th inning, she reached on an error by the shortstop. So
there's a pitch on the outside for a strike. Counts 0-1 with 2 outs. Emma leaves that one upstairs. There's a baseball in the field of play, as we do have that baseball game going on over there, and it looks like Paris is leading, but I can't tell if that's a 7 or a 1.
Oh, man.
Calls out a ball. 2-1 with 2 outs and 1 runner on. Ooh, there's a changeup up and in. Almost hits McMeekin. She slow enough she could lean back and avoid that one. Counts 3-1 now with 2 outs. She waves at strike 2 on the outside half.
All right, put her away on this one.
Definitely don't need to see any more Cumberland hitters this go-round. Let's get out of this. Foul tip. Gets underneath Bailey Rhodes' glove and through the 5-hole back to the fence. Full count, 2 outs. The runner at first should be off with the pitch. Emma's trying to wiggle out of this one. Leaves that one down, and McMeekin reaches on the walk. Still 2 outs. Cumberland's got 2 on, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Lauren Schnepper.
She popped up to the catcher and
Grounded out.
Grounded out last time, but it went to 5-4 for the put out as it was a bunt, and
Allison
Wyrick
covered.
had to cover first.
Allison went over and covered and got there in time. With Cumberland, they've been playing a little small ball, and then they got the big hit from Holsopple. There's a strike to start the at-bat. So all this mess started with the Combs throwing error.
Mm-hmm.
Emma comes back in and gets called strike on the inside. 0-2 now. Change up. She sits on it, drives it out to center. Cadence Evelyn's there. Makes the play to retire at the side. Paris gets out of that with the lead, even though 2 runners were on base. 6-5 as we head to the bottom of the 5th after this commercial break.
With 2 convenient locations in Paris and Kansas, Templeton Funeral Home is always there providing the care and service you and your loved ones deserve. Pete, Mark, and the staff at Templeton Funeral Home would like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this season. Go Tigers! North American Lighting is a leading supplier of automotive lighting systems in North America, and they're proud supporters of Paris Tiger Athletics. They'd like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this sporting season. Located at the Paris Airport, Seat Solutions wants to wish the best to all Paris Tiger teams this season. Contact Chip or Bethany Keys at 251-0153. Stuart and Carroll Funeral Home is dedicated to providing compassionate and individual attention to every family they serve, sincerely caring for your family's needs. Stuart and Carroll Funeral Home proudly supports Paris Tiger Athletics.
Schnepper finally got her gear on and got out here, took 1 warm-up pitch, tossed it down to second, and we're about to have Kaylee Miller leading off for the Lady Tigers. In the bottom of the 5th inning, Paris leads 6-5, and they're going to have a little bit of work to do here to answer that crooked number that Cumberland just put up on the whole Sapple single. Kaylee takes that one inside. That was a strike in the last half frame, but I like it when it's a ball, when it's our girls up there hitting.
For sure.
And she takes the second pitch up and away for ball 2. It's 2-0 quickly to Kaylee Miller.
This is the one where Tolan made the fantastic catch out there.
There's ball 3 upstairs. Yeah, she totally made an absolutely tremendous catch last time on the ball that Miller hit. She happened to roll away from us, too, and the ball was kind of popping. I almost wonder if it came out and she kind of shielded and you couldn't see. But now they're trying to move out there. There's ball 4.
Baseball.
Nope, the baseball came on the field from the field, but there was still an active pitch. Nothing he could do. The pitch was already in motion. So Miller takes ball 4 and trots down to first base with the leadoff walk. That's going to bring up Morgan Combs. The baseball's been deposited back over towards the baseball field. Morgan takes ball 1 upstairs. Holsople's thrown 5 straight balls now. There's a changeup. Holsopple had no feel for it. The catcher just threw it into right field, but Kaylee Miller didn't go on the throw as the right fielder came down to back that throw up. Miller was retreating back to first and didn't realize that it had went behind her back and out into right field.
Yeah.
That's okay. As Holsopple had thrown 6 straight, and Morgan Combs got into that ball, and she might have just went off the fence. Miller was hung up. Combs is all the way to second and going to have to get back to first. Miller did not pick up I'm not sure what was going on. She didn't pick up Coach Winkler. She stopped, stared, waited till the ball hit the ground, and now she's advanced 1 spot after Morgan Combs hits an absolute smoke job off the fence in left center. Should have been a double, but that is a freshman out there in a big situation, does not want to make a mistake, and she made a mistake, but it didn't cost us yet. That's going to bring up Allison Wyrick, who squares the bunt, drops it down, a beauty right in front. She's going to beat it out.
Beat it out. Infield single.
That was a really nice bunt, just deadened the ball completely.
Loads the bases.
We got the bases loaded. The infield's pulled in now with Casey Wells up. Casey has a hit.
Yes, she does. And she walked last time up.
So Wells has been on base both times. Bottom of the order's producing here. That's how we had the big 4-run inning. She takes the first one for a strike outside. For some reason, Allison Wyrick's all the way back behind the second baseman. Nowhere for her to go with Morgan Combs once again playing blocker out there. And Casey hits it off the pitcher's glove. The second baseman comes to get it. They're going to get the run in. They're going to retire Wells on the unconventional ground ball out. Holsopple knocked that down. It was destined for center field, but Holsopple just got enough to knock it down. The second baseman came up, fielded it, made the throw over to first to retire her. The Paris now leads 7-5, and the runners both advance to second and third. So Wyrick's at second, Combs is at third. Bailey Rhodes now at the dish. Rhodes hits a changeup to the second baseman, and Morgan Combs is 3/4 of the way down the line, but she gets back in. And now there's 2 outs. The infielders are returning to their normal depth. Holsopple's trying to wiggle out of this. Had a potential of being a huge inning. But now we're at 2 outs, and Cadence Eveland up. Cadence did have a hit last time up.
She singled last time up,
That's right, drove a run in, hit it between the third baseman and the shortstop. Ooh, takes that one as a called strike on the outside half.
Where are they playing her?
They're really shallow in left field and center field. Right field's about normal. Cadence waves at the second one for a strike, trying to drop a bunt down. Counts 0-2 with 2 outs. Tigers have plated 1 run. They do lead 7-5.
Pull one out there in right center.
A little tapper. Holsopple's going to jump on it.
She beat it.
She beat it out. Safe. Morgan Combs is going to score on the play. And Paris now leads 8-5. We flip the lineup. Cadence Evelyn has been gifted that speed, and she used it to her advantage to beat that out. Tigers lead by 3 once again. And runners are at the corners. I suspect this first pitch Maddie Carter should be taking to allow Cadence Evelyn to get into scoring position. She squares the bunt, takes it. Evelyn gets to second on the first pitch. So we've got 2 runners in scoring position. Maddie Carter up to bat, and a 1-0 count. She waves at a off-speed delivery that gets out of play. It's one of those defensive swings again, Lenny.
Yeah,
that
it's awkward looking.
When it's your first swing of an at-bat, you have no strikes on you. You got to be, this is what I want, and be aggressive, not wave the bat. Maddie swings. That was a better swing, and she swung through it. Counts 1-2 with 2 outs and 2 on. Tigers lead 8-5. And
there
Maddie
we
hits a
go.
line drive.
Oh, man, what a catch.
She hit that ball well, but
Yeah.
Jude Miller jumped up and managed to corral it.
Wow.
So the Tigers plate 2. They don't quite answer the 3, but the Tigers lead 8-5 as we head to the top of the 6th after this commercial break.
We are many, we are one. You have so much to give, continuing what we've begun, helping our families to truly live. I will, you will, together we will show some heart, do our part, take a compassionate stand for good, forever, for Edgar County, ECCF.
Edgar County Community Foundation.
Since 1950, Ingram's Waste Disposal has proudly served Edgar and Clark County with residential and commercial trash pickup, commercial compactor services, roll-off service, and mini roll-off services. Stop by 501 Grandview Street in Paris or call 217-465-3335.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for the top of the 6th inning. Emma's thrown her 1 warm-up pitch. Bailey Rhodes has thrown it down to second. They're returning the ball back to Emma. High fives all around. The Tigers lead 8-5 as we head to the top of the 6th. Nora Cross coming up for Cumberland. I believe she had the monster double and then flew out, maybe?
Yep. Popped up to first.
Oh, the adventure.
Yes, it was.
With that wind, and that ball's way outside for ball 1. 1-0 count. Nobody out, nobody on. And it comes right back, line drive to Young. She makes the play. Second pitch of the inning. Cross is retired for the first out of the inning. 2 pitches, 1 out. And that's going to bring up Hogum.
I like that ratio.
I do too. You can trade 2 pitches for 1 out. That's what we like. Now, last time up, I believe Hogum hit the ball to Combs. And she had the throwing error. Yep. And that got the ball rolling for Cumberland, where they ended up scoring 3 runs. There's a little line drive piece up the middle. There's no error on this play. She hits it out into center field for a single. And we're back to the top of the order. And
all the
Ashton Tolan.
speed, yep, all the speed.
Now the name of the game is just take outs where we can get them. Once we get to these 2 hitters.
Preferably, you'd like to keep them off the base, but
she takes the first pitch for a strike on the inside corner. Tried to turn into it a little bit. Ooh, Emma leaves that changeup just upstairs.
1-1, 1 out, 1 on.
Squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike. Counts 1-2 with 1 out. Hogum standing down at first base. Apologize if that's not how you pronounce her last name if you're from Cumberland and you're listening. It's the best we can do. Ground ball to Wyrick. Wyrick takes it. She's going to get the out at first, keep Tolan off the bases.
I like that.
Keep Hogum out there.
But that's 2 outs, so we'll
2 outs. That's going to bring up Jade Carr.
She walked last time up and came all the way around to score eventually.
This was the squeeze. She threw him through a strike, and he didn't call it.
Yep.
Turned into a walk. Our first pitch foul out of play over the dugout. Emma's ahead 0-1. Emma comes in. He doesn't give her that one.
Doesn't give her that one either.
So the count's evened up at 1-1 with 2 outs. And Hogan standing out at second base. Emma comes right back with the strike. She's all over the zone, Lenny.
Yes, she is. And everything's close.
Counts 1-2 with 2 outs now. Emma's trying to get out of this thing without allowing a run here in the top of the 6th. Little tapper from Carr. Going to keep the at-bat alive. A ball from the Cumberland dugout gets returned to play. Umpire's going to toss his mask back on. Nice change up.
Oh.
Carr does just enough to stay alive. She's smiling down there.
Yeah, she is. She's laughing. She thinks, I just barely got that one.
She did just enough.
Spoiled that pitch, though. So.
Then comes back in, but leaves that one upstairs for ball 2. Counts even 2-2 with 2 outs. Hogan still standing out at second base. That one's down off Bailey Rhodes' shin guard. Back to the fence. Bailey's spinning. Emma had to yell, it's over here. Please go get it. Hogan advances the third on that one. And the count's now full with 2 outs. Carr once again spoils a good pitch. Fouls it out of play. She's having a pretty good at-bat here, Lenny.
She is having a good at-bat because a couple of them pitches were really defensive swings to stay alive.
Just doing enough to stay alive. And she ends up taking ball 4 upstairs as a result of all her effort. So Carr should be off on the first pitch here in this next at-bat, which is Jude Miller,
who singled last time up.
This is now the 4th time through the order, so they've seen everything Emma's got to offer at this point. They throw through. Ooh, the call is safe. It was very close.
It was really close.
Cumberland did not send the runner at third.
And the base umpire wasn't in the greatest of positions either. So.
She wasn't, but she called her safe. Miller hits a ground ball to Wyrick.
Well, this should get us out of the inning, though.
Wyrick gets her by a step to retire the side. No runs come across despite having a couple on. Paris still leads 8-5 as we head to the bottom of the 6th after this break.
If you're looking for agricultural, business, or personal loans, Longview Bank has you covered. They can even help you out with investment options and online banking. At Longview Bank, they're always ready with the services you need. Visit them online at longviewbank.com.
Moody Farms of Paris is a proud supporter of Paris Tiger student athletes. Whether they're on the court, in the field, or in the classroom, Moody Farms wants to wish all of our Tigers the best of luck this year. Terry Elliston has been your good neighbor State Farm agent since 1981. They focus on auto, home, life, farm, and business insurance, along with financial products throughout Paris and the surrounding areas. Their mission is to put the interest of others ahead of their own. They're committed to doing whatever is needed to meet their customers' needs and to truly be a good neighbor by serving the community in which they work and live. Call State Farm for a free auto insurance quote at 465-8548.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for the bottom of the 6th inning. J.C. Young's leading off for Paris as we lead 8-5. Young swings at the first one, fouls it off the fence. JC hammers one off the bag, shoots straight up into the air, and it's going to be a single as the throw comes back in from left field. So JC's on board with the leadoff single. She hit that one pretty hard. It hit the bag.
She did. She hit that one really hard.
Hit the bag straight up into the air and then landed just out in left field. That's going to bring up Emma Kramer. Young pops off first, dances around a little bit, trying to entice a throw. Emma took that pitch upstairs for ball one. Fouls that one off and out of play into the field behind us. Counts evened up at 1-1 on the foul ball. Change up, Emma does a drive right out into right center field. It's going to drop in for a hit. JC Young's going to stop at second. She turns to look, thinks about going again, but she's just going to advance the one base. And Emma's on with a single. We have back-to-back singles to start the inning. Kaylee Miller coming up.
Kaylee walked last time and came around to score. So we got a good start to getting that 7 runs we need.
Coach Winkler asked if Emma wanted a runner, and Emma said, "What are you talking about? Leave me out here." Miller squares the bunt, fouls a line drive off the fence. The wind's picked up a little bit out here.
It has.
Sorry if you're hearing that on the broadcast. I'm sure you probably are. So the Tigers have 2 on with nobody out, an 8-5 lead, and their number 4 hitter at the plate. Miller takes that one upstairs. Emma's about halfway. JC was about halfway. JC Young left the bag early, and she's retired. There was a lot of screaming, and that was the call. She left early.
Oh, wow.
So the Tigers have their first out of the inning as Young leaves the bag early, and Emma Kramer is still on at first base.
I don't even know how to score that.
Change up. It's hit, pop fly to second base. Emma retreats back to first, and she's standing on first. That's going to bring up Morgan Combs with 2 outs. And Coach Winkler said, "That's enough of Emma running. We'll go ahead and get a courtesy runner for his pitcher." Abby McConkey's reported in as the courtesy runner. So what was promising is now 2 outs and 1 on. Tigers still leading by 3. Morgan Combs takes ball 1. Ivy McConkey got a good read on the changeup, and she's down to second base on the first pitch. Now she's in scoring position, and Morgan hit one off the fence last time. If she can do that again, well, we're probably going to get another run, Lenny.
Yeah.
And she went chase one upstairs, but it's a foul ball. It's up into the wind, and it's well out of play. Another changeup, and it's off the end of the bat. Holsopel's going to pounce on it. Paris doesn't capitalize on the 2 leadoffs, or the leadoff single, and then the follow-up single. 3 straight outs recorded. Paris leads by 3, needing 3 outs to advance in the Illinois State High School playoffs.
For nearly 100 years, farmers have counted on FS to provide agriculture-related products and services. Call 465-1560 for fuels, lubricants, or propane for home and farm use. At First Farmers, we are committed to the communities we serve. For us, joining a community means more than just opening shop. We want to see businesses thrive, generational farms succeed, and local families continue to put down roots and grow. Whether you're looking for a farm loan, managing a business, building a nest egg for a new home, or searching for the personal financial tools that will set you up for financial success, we've got you covered. At First Farmers Bank and Trust in Paris. The skating rink at Twin Lakes, formerly known as Twin Lakes Roller Rink, has been a popular establishment in Paris for over 60 years. New owners CJ and Mary Jo Becker are bringing new life to the skating rink with arcade games, a snack bar, TV hangout area for teens, and lots of roller skating. Stop by 1250 North Main Street in Paris on Friday and Saturday nights from 6 to 10, with a fifth quarter on Friday nights until midnight, and on Sundays from 2 to 4. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming events.
Welcome back, everybody. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Tigers need 3 outs to advance. And a pitch has been called a strike all day. Just got called a ball to start the at-bat off. There's a baseball on the field. So Mia Holsabel's up to lead off for Cumberland. She rolls over on a changeup that goes foul, evens the count back up at 1-1. She takes ball 2 upstairs.
A little high.
That one was definitely upstairs.
That's pretty hard to do, though, with Hosapple batting.
It is.
She's tall.
She sure is. 2-1 count. That one's right down in the wheelhouse. She flares it out to left. Wells is going to let it drop in front of her. Field it on a hop. Holsapple's going to be stranded at first with the leadoff single. And that's going to bring up Shelby Kingery, who has reached base every time but has yet to score. So let's hope that continues of not scoring. Would like to not have her on base, but takes first pitch up and away for ball 1 on the curveball. Fouls that one up over the tower and out into the field behind us to even the count at 1-1. Flips that one foul and out of play off the top of the Tiger dugout. Counts 1-2, and the umpire's out of balls. So we'll be waiting on some to be returned. Here comes one from outside. Bailey Rhodes makes the play, gets it back to Emma Kramer. There's a ground ball right back to Kramer. She turns, throws it over the bag. Young can't get there.
Doggone it.
Emma needed to wait just a second to let JC get there. JC was coming across. Allison, she threw it towards Allison, but Allison went back behind the bag to take the backup position. Emma could have held that a second, but now Cumberland's got something cooking. Nobody out, 2 on. Tigers lead by 3, and Kinley McMeekin up. Takes the ball down and away for the first pitch of the at-bat. Takes the second one down and away. Counts 2-0 now. McMeekin would represent the tying run if she can reach.
Mm-hmm.
And she can fly, so we need to keep her off the base if we can. Comes inside and up for ball 3. 3 straight to start the at-bat. There's a strike finally on the foul tip from McMeekin. 3-1 now on the count. Count was 3-0. McMeekin was green lit on that thing.
Yes,
she
she was.
Swinging all day, every day. Takes that one, ball 4 down the dirt, and Cumberland has the tying run aboard with nobody out here in the top of the 7th.
Bases are full. No place to put them. And it brings up their catcher.
That's going to bring up Coach Claude to come out here and have a chat. That'll bring up Lauren Schnepper with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Yep. She's popped up to the catcher, grounded out to second, and flew out to center. So
Coach Claude's out here trying to settle this young Tiger team down.
we could definitely use an out to the somewhere to the infield.
Yeah.
Maybe even turn 2 would be sweet.
Or a strikeout.
Strikeout would be huge.
Strikeout would be massive. I don't think she has one yet today,
Yeah, I
does
think
she?
she's got one.
Yeah, there's one down there in the Jenna Hogum.
Yeah, she struck out in the second.
So just the one strikeout today for Emma so far. Like I said at the top, Cumberland's going to put the ball in play, and they're patient. They've taken a few walks. I think maybe 3.
Yeah, let's see. One there. One there's 2. One there's 3. I think you're right, 3.
So 1 strikeout versus 3 walks today for Kramer. She's requested a different ball. Not sure what was wrong with the other one, but other than she just walked somebody. And Schnepper's up and called time. There's another baseball in the field. Looks like that score over there is 8-1. As someone has scored in the top half of the 6th inning. Not sure if Paris is the home team in that game over there or not. Emma delivers the first pitch, ground ball foul for strike 1. There's a little pop fly in the infield. That should be an infield fly. The batter will be out. Emma gets the first out of the inning on a pop-up that Maddie Carter came over and made the play on. Tigers are 2 outs away from advancement, and that's going to bring up Nora Cross. Cross did have a 3 RBI double earlier in this game, I believe. Or maybe it was a single run. I can't remember. I know she had
a double, yeah, back in
just 1 run.
Yeah, 1 run scored.
And she hits it to Allison Wyrick, who steps on a line drive, steps on the bag to end the game. The Tigers escape despite having bases loaded with nobody out. And we will advance to play Marshall tomorrow in Teotopolis in the 2nd round of the regional. We will head to break, total up. Senior is the girl that just hit the line drive to end the Cumberland season, so I'm sure that's awfully tough for them and for her especially. But that's the way this game goes. It's a game of failure. So we'll total up the stats. We'll get back to you after this with an interview with Coach Claude. Tigers win 8-5. Thanks for being here today. If you want to, stick around and listen to the postgame. We'll wrap this thing up for you.
Family owned in Paris for 38 years, Savoya's Pizza is the place for real Italian food. Be sure to try their famous pizza nuggets and follow them on Facebook for their latest specials. Stop by 327 North Main Street for carryout or call 217-463-2500 for delivery. White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning have been your hometown boys for over 50 years, offering 23.5-hour service. That's right, they need a half hour for coffee. Call John at 217-465-3195. Farming is more than an occupation, it's a way of life. So when you want to protect your farm, it goes a lot deeper than protecting your crops, buildings, and machinery. You can't trust your farm protection to just anyone. You want an insurance company with decades of experience like Country Financial. We may have insured your parents' farm, or even your grandparents' farm. So let us put 80 years of experience to use for you. Find out more about achieving financial security and farm insurance from your Edgar County financial representatives Dan Phipps, Mark Gladding, and Jim Blue. Make plans to attend Lake Ridge Christian Church this Sunday, either for their traditional service at 8 a.m. or their contemporary service at 10:30 a.m. There's something for everyone at Lake Ridge, from infants to the more seasoned generation. Visit their website at lakeridgechurch.org or find them on Facebook to watch their service each Sunday morning at 10:30. The Paris Sports Network would like to thank our affiliate sponsors, Paul and Kathy Porter, Steve and Lynn Young, Greg and Sherry Henson, Will and Mary Ann Majors, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
We are many, we are one. You have so much to give, continuing what we've begun, helping our families to truly live. I will, you will, together we will show some heart, do our part, take a compassionate stand for good, forever, for Edgar County, ECCF.
Edgar County Community Foundation.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for the post-game show. Coach Claude is coming up the stairs right now for a post-game interview, and Lenny is almost done tallying up the stats. We'll let you know about those as soon as the interview's done here. Coach, congrats on the win. It was an uneven performance, I think, but they're young, right? And
Yeah.
And that they, to be fair, they have not been in a position in a postseason where they're expected to win.
Right.
So that's all a learning thing right now.
Yeah, and I mean, give Cumberland credit. You know, we kind of took them out behind the woodshed early in the year down over at their place, and they came in and they kind of shook the leaves early and got up 2-0. And I'm proud for the fact that we didn't panic. And like I told them out there in the huddle, regardless of how you play, obviously you want to play well, but this time of year is about one thing. It's getting to the next day. Survive and advance, whatever you want to say. Find a way to get to the next day and have an opportunity to play again. So I'm proud of them again, but we got to clean it up. We've got 8 errors on the docket. You know, I mean, we got.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to count, but I see that Emma allowed 7 hits in 7 innings and no earned runs, but it was a 8-5 game. So
you know, I was pretty proud of them in the second, down 2-0, and tied it 2-2, and through 2 innings we had 4 errors. We can't do that and have an opportunity, obviously, going forward against the people we're going to see now. And then the 3rd inning we kind of got going a little bit with a 4-run inning, and then the 5th they scored 3. We answered with 2, and then in the 6th it started off right, and then quickly we had an opportunity, I thought, to stretch that thing out and give us some insurance, and didn't. But overall, just happy to have the opportunity to get on a bus and go play in a regional semifinal. You know, early on, I think we played in a regional championship every single year all the way up until 23. So whatever that was, 18, 19, all the way through, we played in a regional title game. So like to get back to the opportunity where we can get in regional championship games. And we've got a tall order. We know we played the team down south here in a conference game, and they kind of took us behind the woodshed, and we know they've got a couple of good pitchers, an ace that they feel like they can go behind, and they hit it hard. So we're going to have to show up and get ready to play, but as of today, we put ourselves in position to have that opportunity. So let's go give it a whirl.
We did. We're 1-0 now in the postseason, and team down south there is 0-0.
Yeah,
right? So,
right. They ain't won a game yet this year. And we talk to them all the time about, a year ago and last year's team and this and that. And regardless how good people are, they have different teams. This team hasn't done that, and we'll just have to get ready to go down there and play. And hopefully, looking at the weather, it could be a Wednesday game at this point. We're expecting 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain starting tonight and throughout tomorrow. So we'll see where it goes. But we told them to be ready to get on a bus and go and play and compete. We got to do it cleaner, obviously. Let's play as long as we can. That's the name of it this time of year. Play as long as we can.
Absolutely. So congrats again on the win.
All right.
Thanks for coming up and talking to us for a minute.
Appreciate it,
Good
guys.
luck tomorrow.
All right, thank you. Go Tigers.
All right, with that, we're going to turn it over to Lenny, and he's going to run down some hitting statistics for you to wrap this one up.
All right, we can do that. I had Maddie Carter going 0 for 4 today, though, so she wears the donut. JC Young had 2 singles and 2 RBIs. I had Emma Kramer 1 for 4. I had Kaylee Miller with a walk and a run. Morgan Combs had 2 singles and scored 2 times. Allison Wyrick had a hit, a run, and a walk. Casey Wells had a hit, a walk, and an RBI. Bailey Rhodes had a single, 2 runs, and an RBI. And Cadence Evelyn had 2 singles, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. So the bottom of the order kind of done the job today for the Lady Tigers. So
They sure did. And like Coach Claude said, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 errors on the Lady Tigers today in a game that we talked about at the beginning. It needed to be clean for us to really – we could have probably put this one away a lot sooner if we played cleaner. But we didn't, and we had to gut it out to get the win today. Like I said when I was talking to Coach Claude, Emma went 7 innings today with 7 hits allowed. 5 runs came in, but none of them were earned.
So that's a good
she
pitching.
threw 109 pitches and 67 strikes. So that's going to do it
Good
for us here.
yep.
Like Coach said, we're back at it tomorrow in the regional semifinal we'll be playing in Teotopolis against Marshall, who is they're a very good team. So there's a tall order for this young team, but you know what? They're young. They don't know any better, so maybe they can go pull an upset. What do you think?
I think that can happen, yeah.
All right, for Ryan Kramer, for Lenny Irwin, I'm Ryan Kramer, and we'll catch you after the next time out.
You've been watching Paris Tiger Sports on the Paris Sports Network, brought to you by First Farmers Bank, Ingram Waste Disposal, Farm Credit Services, Templeton Funeral Home, Longview Bank, Chip and Bethany Keys at Seed Solutions, Terry Elston State Farm Insurance, Stuart and Carroll Funeral Home, the Crispin Farm Center, Country Financial, and our affiliate sponsors Paul and Kathy Porter, Steve and Lynn Young, Greg and Sherry Henson, Will and Mary Ann Majors, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, and the Mary Lou Pine